What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kavon, aka Samurai Kai, and today, I have something kind of different. I want to tell you a bit of a story of, my horrible branded playing, um, last Sunday. So I will say, it's not really a fault of the deck. It's more so the state of the meta right now. So I've been building this branded deck for some weeks now, and I tried to go without hand traps. Um, it was horrible. Honestly, it was really horrible, and it was actually kind of funny. Out of 6 rounds, I won two, draw two, and lost two. That's not great. It was an OTS. Was it OTS champion? No, it was a tournament at the store called Olympus, and in it's up in like freaking river what, Sandy Springs or some shit, like in Georgia. And it was like I was hoping to draw Super Poly or draw Nib, and it just, those wasn't just, they weren't doing it enough. So I was like, damn, I wish I had an imperm. Like, I should have at least kept imperm in there. I know branded isn't typically a deck that uses hand traps, but kind of needed it, man. This format is not the fairest when it comes to end boards and just what can happen. And I will say, I played really hard, and there was plenty of times where I was like, I'm almost there. I can beat this, like, but it just is what it is. So now we have to go back. I've been seeing a lot of 50 card decks doing branded. I've been seeing a lot of people, even my homie, my branded mentor Shadow, was talking sorry, was talking about maybe 45-50 card branded is the move. And so I'm gonna test it out tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna test it out tonight, and or I should say I'm gonna test it out on Friday, because I don't know when this is coming out. But today is Friday, and I'm gonna test this out, and so I'm gonna just go ahead and show y'all kind of what I have, what I'm looking into, a little bit of talks about just like what I'm looking to change in this deck. I really like this deck. I did see new Fiend support. I'm kind of happy about, because I do still have my Yubel deck. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. But we're gonna get into this. Also, I'm using my computer camera this time. Normally I have a extra iPhone that I use, and I haven't been liking the I haven't been liking the angles. So I'm trying to. I just actually purchased a new overhead camera holder thing. I'm gonna see how that works, but until then, I guess I'm gonna be using this. And so let's get into it. 3 Albas to start, and in the I did notice that there is still a threat. Some people were kind of some people were kind of frightened by just what Albas can do when he is summoned with their link monsters, whatever. Like, it, great play. I like having Albas in the grave. Next we have 3 Alibers. Aliber is one of our main starters, but realistically, Aliber, it's always like a little temp check sometimes, and as good as Aliber is, he does seem to be a weak point sometimes. And that's just something that you kind of have to be aware of. You have to play around things with Aliber. But if he pops off, then we pop off. So next we have regular 1 Quem, 2 Carteges. Funny enough, during the I went to the regionals down here in Stone Mountain, not to play because I had to work and I wasn't really feeling good, but just to show support to my friends that did go. Shout out to Colin. He made he placed 11th place, I believe, playing Dinomorphia. So he got his invite playing Dinomorphia, and he was 5-0 straight. He was he played against it was 9 rounds. He ended up being 6-3 or 7-2. No, he was X2. Yeah. So he was like 7-2, but he 5-0'd for like going crazy against 4 Fire King Snake Eyes straight, and then one like I forgot what he said, but it was ridiculous. He did a really good job. I'm proud of him. But I someone gave me a Cartesia and I was happy. So I have 3 Cartesias, but I'm only playing, as you can see, I'm only playing 2. 1 Quem. I thought about getting a second Quem. I don't know. I really don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know yet. But so those are the main 3. I do have a playset of OT Albaz is coming. Kind of mad that it hasn't come yet. But TCG play, what can you do? So next we have 1 Lubellion and 2 Sereners. I was playing Magnamut, but I don't know. I'm not really playing him no more. You kind of have him out right now, but so 2 Sereners, because Serener is so important, and I didn't want to brick on Bystials, but Serener is so important. Lubellion, important if you have Albion on the field and you want to get him to the grave so that you got plays next for your opponent's turn or something. Boom, switch him out. If you don't have Lost, you can get a Brandon Lost off of there. Like, it's really cool. But Serener is like the play extender or playmaker. It's one of like the really dope cards in this deck. Next we have 2 Albions. I've been seeing a lot of people playing 3 Albions. I'm sticking at 2 right now, but 2 Albion, the Shrouded Dragons, really dope. It's a really good card. Like, it's crazy. Then we have 1 Tragedy, 1 Mercurier, and 1 Gimmick Puppet. We still are playing Gimmick Puppet. We have to play Gimmick Puppet. I mean, one of my games went so fast on Sunday because of the Gimmick Puppet that it was just like, he was like, do you have it? He's like, do you have it? Because I have no hand traps. And I said, I have it. And he was like, all right, game 2. So that was a caster player, and he ended up smoking me. I'm not gonna lie, because I had no hand traps. It was horrible, I had no hand traps. Next, the guy that did absolutely nothing, Nib. Nib is still very good. I just didn't see him enough, and I didn't have any more hand traps. So Nib, Nib is dope. Nib doesn't stop Fire King Snake Eyes, and it surely doesn't stop Voiceless Voice, but it slows them down a little bit. Just a little bit. Voiceless Voice not as much because the shit is ridiculous, but slows down Fire King Snake Eyes just a little bit. So next we have the girl that I should have been playing, Ash. Ash is crazy. Ash is retarded. And Ash makes no sense, but as much as I don't like this card, I need it, So those are the monsters. Yeah, like I said, the only thing I'll probably change is adding Quem. I'm actually thinking about adding the Dragoon line. Yeah, just to have a negate on the field. I'm thinking about adding that. I've been seeing a lot of builds with that. I'm at 48 cards, so putting 2 extra cards isn't really gonna do nothing. You know, thinking about it, or it would actually be 3. I don't know. I'm thinking about it though. If I do that, then definitely gonna revise some stuff. But next we have 3 fusion deployments. This card says Cartesia come to the field. This card says Albaz, do your thing. This card says I could, it says a lot. So fusion deployment, always funny when they use their hand traps or something, and then I just smack down fusion deployment. And it's like we're getting there no matter what. Next, one of the best draw phase cards ever created, branded opening, which is funny because you do it in your opening here, branded opening. So many times I've sent Gimmick Puppet, I've sent Tragedy, whatever, off of branded opening, keep the plays going, keep Sarah in there, just like a lot of crazy stuff, so yeah, branded opening. Next we have the best spell card in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's all I'm saying. It's the best spell card in Yu-Gi-Oh. Best fusion card in Yu-Gi-Oh. Branded Fusion. One of the prettiest. Like, look at that. The card is so beautiful, bro. Look at it. I wish I had OTs, but I don't. So, it is what it is. Branded Fusion. Can't really say much about Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion is Branded Fusion. You feel me? Then I have these one of branded cards. Branded High Spirit, Branded in Red, and Branded Lost. I didn't really utilize Branded High Spirit as much as I should have, but, Branded Lost is definitely a MVP. I mean, Branded in Red. Branded Lost, Branded Lost is Branded Lost, So, next we have Fusions Part 3 or Part 2. Super Poly. I still need to finish getting my other secrets because these are commons, but yeah, nah. We'll be all right. So, Super Poly, come on. Super Poly definitely takes down the fire. Takes down the fire. It's called Snake Eye stuff. So now I have 2 thrust and 2 talents. I'm thinking of taking out one of the talents and putting a 3rd thrust in. Just depends on how I feel. I might do that tonight, might not. I don't know. But right now, I'm running 2 and 2, and I kind of want to go to 3 and 1. I've been seeing a lot of 3 and 1s or even 3 and 2s. I don't know yet. So next, we have Ash Stopper, aka Call by the Grave. When we see it, we see it. When we don't, we don't. It is what it is. Now going to our traps, we have 3 Imperm, hands down the best hand trap. Doesn't stop an effect, it negates the whole monster. Crazy. Fusion Deployment and Branded Retribution. These both say Branded Fusion is gonna resolve one way or another. So yeah. That is 48 cards, and like I said, I'm highly thinking about adding in the Dragoon line. I just gotta find more about it. So next we have our extra deck, which I got these sleeves from the regionals. Finally invested in some new extra deck sleeves. I really like them. They're really dope. They're cool. So we have 2 Mirror Jade. We're keeping Mirror Jade at 2. That is a must, honestly. 2 Albion, the branded dragon. He's hands down our best, one of our best fusions, one of our best play continuer, I guess. Our best first fusion. Crazy. Always keep him at 2 because you run through him by using its effect, and then you run through him by using something like Grand Google or Mirror Jade to send it to the grave. Like, it's the most utilized fusion in the deck. Next we have 1 Lubellion. Lubellion at 1 is very fair because you use it when you need to recycle stuff back from banished, or when you need to recycle your your Albazes and stuff. Honestly, what messed me up is I should have went in going against the Casteria player. I should have went into Lubellion so that I can cycle it back or cycle back Albaz. Cause what happened is he banished using what is it called? Using Rise Heart's effect. He banished one of my Albazes and my Brand Infusions, and then me using Albion, I ended up banishing my other one, and then he went and banished the other one in grave using Birth. So I should have paid more attention to that, but I didn't. Next we have our what's called. Next we have our Albaz Tech, or our branded tech cards. That's what I like to call them. It's Rimbrum, Titaniclad. Titaniclad easily gets you end phase, gets you Quem on the field. Quem sends Cartesia or Albaz. Cartesia effect you can add back. I like doing that on my opponent's end of my opponent's turn when I go into Mirror Jade or something. It's really dope. So that next we have the most toxic, most best branded fusion card, Sanctifier. Sanctifier is crazy. Dropping Sanctifier on the field and then them realizing, oh shit, I can't target it, and also, oh shit, Gimme Puppet is in the grave and I don't have anything to take it out of it. It makes it really interesting. I will say I have this thing, this habit of wanting to what's the word? I have this habit of wanting to like constantly wait to use Sanctifier's effect instead of just going in their draw phase or in standby Sanctifier. Like, come on. If you go in the main phase, they can easily freaking lava. I got lava golemed. They can easily lava golem the shit. Like, it's crazy. So, I gotta, hey, it is what it is. Next we have Grand Google. No, playing 1 is great. Playing 2 might be better, but I'm not gonna do that, honestly. Helps so much. You can send a Gimmick Puppet if you had to send Retribution or something, and you don't have Brand Infusion. You can go into Grand Google, send Serenair, send Brand Infusion, Retribution, get Brand Infusion, boom, pop off. You can send Titaniclad. You can send Rimbrum. It's, sometimes I even send Garura if I just want to draw something. Like, it depends on the state of the game. Next we have Quiritus. Garura, Grand Google goes into Quiritus effect. It goes crazy. Next is Masquerade. Also crazy time card. Like, you know. These next three cards are super poly targets. Honestly, I've been thinking about taking out Draco Stapelia, but we have Draco Stapelia, Garura, and Muddy Mud Dragon. Or sorry, Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This card, you know, it puts out the water, puts out fire. You feel me? But I learned some really good, unique interactions with this card that I need to study more. But I don't bring out Draco Stapelia as much because of the fact that like there's not a lot of dark decks going around, and it's not a lot of fusion decks, quote unquote, except for maybe Branded and Yubel, but Yubel isn't as popping right now. So this is where I've been thinking about, okay, if I have one piece that I can take out, I'm not really gonna miss, and it is a negate, but it only works if it will only be impactful if my opponent also has a fusion or a dark monster. Should I take it out and put in Dragoon, which is an Omni negate, you know? So I've been thinking about that. Then we have the card that actually did help me win and actually did do really, really good. Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera is a really good card. I really like the card. You know, it just, hey, it's sad, you know? It's a good card, man. So those are my last four, like, super poly / additional poly pieces. So now we're gonna get into the side deck. Give me 1 second. I have to fix this. I'm so OCD with my card patterns sometimes that just thinking about them being out of order pisses me off. All right. So next we have our side deck. So I have 3 Drone Lock Bird, 3 DDD Crow, 2 Cosmics, 1 Harpy Feathers, Evenly Match did its thing, and Summon Limit did its thing. This is my side deck. Thinking about changing DD Crow to Ghost Bell, but you know, we're gonna see. So that is pretty much it for my deck list. Like I said, I do want to think about getting into the deck list, and like I said, I do want to actually think about getting into the Dragoon line. You know, I basically already have all the pieces for it, except for Dragoon. I need to get Dragoon, but you know, it is what it is. I really like this deck. This deck is way more fun than I remembered it to be. It's way more technical. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know the lines and stuff. But besides that, you know, it's a nice time. It's a nice time, especially just seeing how the opponent kind of get a little scared sometimes, cause it's like we can play through Branded Fusion being ashed. Like it's easy. Play through Branded Fusion being ashed. We can play through you can play through D Barrier, cause we're gonna fusion on your turn. You know, it's a lot of stuff that Branded has been able to live through. I mean, it's lived through literally, five ban list, I believe, 4 or 5 ban list. It's ever since I've started playing, Brandon has been good. There's been peaks and value. There's been peaks and highs and lows of the peaks and valleys of the deck, but Brandon has always been, that deck that's like, what, we're here to stay. So interesting, So either way, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's been cool. I'm gonna see what happens next. I do like this setup, but I gotta figure out what's going on with the camera a little bit, but trying to make this look a little bit more better, So yeah, we're out of here. Peace.